Alright guys, it is Zeal coming to you with a 33 Immortals perk tier list. I have actually just made some adjustments to my current tier list based off of the new patch, which is out now. I highly encourage you give it a try. I feel the balances and changes have been absolutely incredible for the game, and I've updated the perks list to reflect that. So let's jump into it. I don't want to waste your time. I will explain why I have each one in every slot. I just want to say that this is not the end all be all, but this is where I currently see all of the power in these specific perks, and you're going to have to adjust those based on your weapons and the relics that you find in game, including the maps that you're on as well. I mean, if you're running Inferno, some of these things are going to drop. If you're running Purgatorio, some of these things are going to increase. So keep that in mind when we look at the overall list. So let's jump right into it. In the S tier, we got Renewal of Dust. This should be maxed and never removed. And if you already have this relic or this perk, you know why it's good. It's doubling your dust intake, allowing you to level up twice as fast. Once you get it, max it out, put it in your number 1 slot, forget about it. It should always stay there, never get rid of it. Number 2 is an early game only, and that's Omnipotence, the Scourge of Omnipotence. It's a critical early game perk for meta progression. It doubles the amount of shards that you get, allowing you to rapidly increase your power, maxing out your weapons, maxing out your perks. And you can never have enough shards. Trust me, it costs about, I don't know, 1,500 to max out a relic or a perk, and you've got quite a few of them that you're going to be maxing out. Get this, drop it in your number 2 slot until you're breezing through Purg, and then pull it out. And the second one, this is another one that everybody can use, and it's Astute Erudite. The reason why I have it here in the S build, it originally was an A, but now that there's been the balance changes in light and heavy attacks, I just feel that everybody can use it. There's never a situation where you don't want a co-op power available to you, and it's just fantastic for having the ability to farm Stardust. So we're going to drop down into the A tier. This tier by no means is stronger or weaker than the S tier. It is just that these are useful for more niche builds. Maybe not even niche in the current meta, but they are designed specifically for something. For example, we're going to start off with Imperium. Imperial Deceptiveness allows you to start maxing out your critical attacks. It does 100 damage after 18 attacks, I believe it is. And it's going to skyrocket your overall crit damage once you hit that threshold. But guys, this is only good for light attackers. If you're a slow sword build, if you're using heavy attacks, you're not going to be able to generate enough co-op strike to really benefit from this, unless you have maybe a niche build. You have the proper relic that gives you the crit chance to really make this happen. In that case, it would move up to an S build, but in most cases, those auto attacks, those heavy attacks are too slow, making it better for bouncing orbs, dagger builds, and maybe a Justice sword build. I don't know, that's a little crazy. And bow auto attacks. So that's it for those. We'll jump into the next one, Guiding Light. Guiding Light gives a 40% increase to status effects. It is an incredible build, especially for staff or for sword heavy attacks. Being able to get those stuns off, having a bow, using those heavy attacks, getting those long range projectile stuns, absolutely incredible. Not only that, but it stacks with the staff sloth, the slow, or when you get either weakened, marked, and what is it? Exploit, I don't remember what it's called, exposed, which doubles that damage. You're gonna get those off 3 times as fast just by having running light. If you're running any type of support build, highly encourage that you get this relic or perk, excuse me. The next one, this one is going to allow you to re-roll your re-roll your relics. Incredibly useful. You know, I had it a little bit lower, but now that there's such a balance between heavy and light attacks, I think there is a more much more need for a refined build when it comes to relics. Make sure you're wishing for what you want in order to optimize your power, because now you can't just go in and stat check a boss. You're actually going to need to, say, max out your heavy attack or your light attack, or get the relics that you need in order to weaken, expose, etc., etc. And this perk is going to allow you to do that. So, if you do like having a little bit more control over your build, I highly recommend taking this perk. It is definitely one of the better ones. Next is going to be Comradery. I personally feel that Comradery is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful individual perk in the game. Being able to res somebody immediately is incredible. I haven't quite tested out whether that is a significant boost between not having this perk and having a max empathy build, but either way, if you're running a medic class or a support swordsman, having the ability to instant revive somebody is incredibly powerful. That's why I slot that one in the A tier. Here in the B tiers, they have some usefulness, but they are a little bit more based off of certain conditions. Well, if you notice here, I have the top of the B slots. I have the empathy, +5 to empathy. Incredibly useful. I think you're going to get a little bit more usage out of empathy than you would attack per se, especially more than vitality. But it's based on the amount that you get hit. It's my personal preference, just because I think that it scales a little bit better. But don't sleep on the attack. Morphology of Justice falls in between the two. What that gives is 25% enhanced damage when your dust is full. If you can, it's great to never have your dust full, because you always want to level up. So there are certain cases in where you are in chambers or in the boss fight where that plus 25 damage is going to kick in. I've tinkered with it a little bit. I don't feel it's impactful enough that I want to use it an offensive perk, where I can just substitute that with stats and relics. But we'll see what happens once we start getting into Paraíso, the third map, or even how the balances shake out for Purgatorio. Going into the C slot, these are all incredibly useful runes or perks. Don't sleep on any of these. These are just in the C slot because these are more designed for like niche uses. All of them are incredibly useful. I have a feeling that Revolt could very well move up into the B or even A tier. What that's going to allow you to do is when you heal at a bone shrine, it is going to max out. I think it's like 80% for your healing. If you're a dedicated healer, you want to take this one's fantastic. It does increase the overall boost that the rest of your party gets as well. So I could easily see that jumping up, but not everybody in the party needs it. Exactly why not everybody in the party needs Comradery. The next one is Elegy of Plethora. What this allows you to do is when you heal a party member, you also heal, I think it's 75 or 80% of your HP yourself. I am currently running this. I have been pretty much the last man standing in every lobby that I've been in, just because functioning as a dedicated healer, every time somebody goes down, I guarantee that I can stay in the fight to keep other people as active as possible, either with shields or with stuns, slows, other empathy things in order to enhance their co-op abilities. Immeasurable Love, that's another healing ability. I find it useful if you start gaining 1% or 2% of your healing once you drop below, I think it's 40% at max level. It can be useful if you're running a vitality build. You need that extra healing. It's pretty much a perk version of the lamp. It's useful. I feel that 1, you shouldn't be taking that much damage. 2, you should be getting a majority of your healing either at bone shrines. But it is a useful defensive perk, and if it is something that feels comfortable with you, use it. But I'm slotting that in the C spot. Again, another defensive one is going to be the max vitality. You have access to this right at the get-go, right as you create your account. You can max it out to +5 vitality. It'll give you an extra 50 HP. Useful. I think there's better runes or better perks out there. Next one is going to be the chains. Farewell. Rerolling is fantastic, but it's not always good. 50% of the less bones is decent, but if you're always farming properly, you should have the extra bones to spare. And you probably won't need this unless you start getting into the 5-6 counts where the bone counts start getting really high, and that would be at end game. But I personally haven't seen a dire need for this yet, so until the meta shifts, I'm just going to be dropping this into the C slot. Finally, we have Rites of Passage. You know, it is cool. I think it's a fantastic perk if you're a healer and your entire kit and build is designed around reviving people, healing people, etc. This is going to give 100% co-op to whomever receives a resurrection. It's nice, but it's situational. While the co-ops are really good, I don't think that just having an instant boost of co-op is enough to shift momentum to make this perk worthy of one of the 4 slots that you have currently. And in the D tier, I mean, personally, I don't think you should bother with any of these. You can do better. You can do better in all of these. You're either going to get extra bones starting off, you're going to get more shatter resistance. I just don't see a purpose in taking any of these. Again, maybe if you have a niche build, you can make it more useful, but I just don't see it. So, if you guys liked the video, leave a comment. Tell me what I went wrong. Tell me what I'm sleeping on. Tell me where you foresee the meta going. This is my current thoughts on this, and again, this is not the definitive. These are 100% accurate. Everything is going to be where it is, set in stone. So, you know, don't take my word for it. Play them, use them, make your own builds. Like, comment. I'll be dropping more builds and videos in the future. So come join me in Discord, and I hope to see you on the Rift. Good luck, survivors.